a giant whirring insect, its blades revolving enough to make them feel that they were standing in the teeth of a gale. The pilot was young. Linda thought he must be about the same age as her and Diane. He went over to Brian, shook his hand, and grinned at them all. Linda thought too how very handsome he was, and looked at Diane to see if she'd had the same thought. But Diane was looking at the children, who were clinging to her arms and asking her something that Linda could not quite hear. The young man shouted above the engine noise, "I can take adults, but no children, I'm afraid." Linda stepped back in disappointment and turned to the little girls, ready to walk back home with them. Diane had other ideas. She knew Linda had long dreamed of a ride, and told her to go and not to worry. She would watch from the safety of the ground with the children. So Linda, Brian, and the pilot climbed into the glass bubble, clipped their seatbelts on, and waved to the three faces looking up as the chopper swirled up and away. It was exhilarating to be above the village, over the fields and woods, and pointing out familiar landmarks to each other. The pilot, who told her to call him Pete, seemed to know the countryside as well as she and Brian, and pointed with them. After several minutes of what seemed like a lot of ground covered, Linda suddenly realised that Pete had not told them how long they would be. She had assumed they would circle over the village and head back, but they were going in a straight line, it seemed, and Trowbridge was there below them now. She looked at Pete, who was concentrating on the complicated dials in front of him. Brian was looking a little anxious, as the cows were due to be milked soon. They looked at each other before Linda touched Pete's shoulder. "How far are we going? We really need to get back soon." His answer alarmed them. "I need to get to the coast before dark," he said grimly.